Hey, yo, how's it going? It's John Jeremy from the Quiet Coyote Podcast here with my spoiler review. That's right, spoiler review. You've been warned for Stranger Things Season 5, Volume 2. So here we go. First, I want to go right off the bat saying that the writing here is perfect. I loved the way that everything was being executed in this season. This season has definitely been satisfactory to me. I've been way more surprised sometimes, especially with such a long hiatus that they had between seasons. This season, so far for me, I believe it has to be the best one besides the first season. This season is wrapping up everything well. It's tying up all the loose ends. So let's just get into some of the spoilers. I've definitely gotten very emotional. If you're a true Stranger Things fan, then you yourself too has probably caught yourself getting really emotional. I teared up a few times. There was one scene that totally broke me. It was with Dustin, when Dustin was in the staircase with him and Dustin absolutely broke. And that broke me too. I broke down with that. That scene totally broke me when he started crying and he said that he couldn't lose another friend and he couldn't let another friend die. And this is where we see it's not the same Dustin. Dustin had been traumatized, so we see all his PTSD from what happened with Eddie come out in this scene. It really brings the dynamics of their friendship together. It truly shows how something could totally change a person, and it's definitely a new Dustin in this. It's not Dusty Poo, and he's still in there though. We could see, towards a little bit of them talking again later in the volume that they start to, Steve goes back up to him and starts to apologize. And I just started to tear up. It just totally got me. With Nancy and Jonathan also. Again, there was a lot of scenes in there. Wow, so right off the bat, there was Dustin and Steve, there was Nancy and Jonathan, and there was a scene with Will, but we'll get to that in a second. So with Nancy and Jonathan having their unproposal, their official breaking up, the Duffer Brothers have said that they are broken up, and it was so emotional for me, and it was so like, if there's anything I could say that this part two has done for me, is it made me want to be more honest. The honesty that was coming out, the intimacy of this. Intimacy is the best word, because these characters are coming out and they're being extremely intimate. It really, truly, like, I went to sleep last night and I was just having dreams and stuff with my own things that I have, trying to open up and be honest. And it's hard. It's hard to admit these things. It was hard for Dustin to open up and, say that these things, what he was feeling, I mean, sometimes it takes people years and years of therapy to get to that type of point. And with Steve also, coming back later and expressing himself and saying how he missed his friends, it was so just inviting and warm. And like, when people are that honest, it just makes me feel really, it definitely disarms. It's a disarming thing when people kind of come out with it's a humbling thing to say these things. And it was really great to address it, these things. And sometimes I feel like a lot of shows, when they have these type of storylines going on, that it's not really addressed, or maybe it's kind of panned over. And it was really nice that I saw a lot of review videos talking about how Dustin has changed, and I wasn't sure if they were going to address it directly like that or just kind of let it play out. But they directly addressed it, and it was really cool. And they kind of tied that up. And with Jonathan and Nancy, I wasn't sure exactly that they were going to be so direct in that way either. That was really cool to see it play out that way. That was such an emotional scene. And I thought there was one moment with all the goop was the goopy scenes that were happening, going around them. I thought that they were going to die at that moment. And at this stage of the game, I wasn't sure who's going to die, who's not going to die. Usually it's not really a major main character, Eddie. I mean, yeah, it is like, with Max's brother and, Eddie and stuff like that, but like main characters like Nancy and Jonathan, I wasn't sure if this was going to be it. And we're still open to see what's going to happen with, 11 and 8. I mean, this is one of those things where I have my predictions. I'll tell that in a bit, but let's get back to Will. Will's coming out. That, again, got me so emotional. If you guys weren't emotional, I mean, put it in the comment section. Let me know I'm not the only one getting emotional during these times. This was an emotional volume. This is emotional part. The whole season was great. Part 1 of season 5 was awesome, but for me, I completely got emotional when he was coming out, and like he addressed it as we've all been all the stranger heads out there. They know that we've been watching and we've been talking and we've been seeing Will, and we knew this was happening with Will. We knew Will was having feelings for Mike, and I wasn't sure if it was going to be addressed directly as well. And the way they handled it was amazing. It was so beautiful. If I could say anything about this volume 2 was completely beautiful, in the way they were handling it. And when they all went up to him and let him and kind of gave him reassurance, which was great. And that's what happened with every single one of these. This part of it, if it ended now, it's ending now, so we'll have one more final episode, which is dropping on New Year's Eve. But I have to say that I just can't get over the writing. I can't get over how it's all tying up well. Everybody's getting their shine. Everybody is getting their moments. And we're tying everything up. And it's really ending this time. So I have no idea what to expect with how are they going to wrap up Dr. K. Is Derek, Delightful Derek, or Dipshit Derek, whichever Derek we get, I doubt that Derek is not going to have, some final hurrah or something great, because he's been one of those breakout characters for this season, like we've had before with these little breakout characters with Susie in the 3rd season. And I'm blanking with the other guy with the long hair. I'm blanking on his name, but he's the funny guy. Who had the pizza truck, or the pizza delivery kid. I forgot his name, but he did a great job in the previous season 4, and he shined out there. So now we have Derek with this season, and I want to see how it plays out. And with Holly, how Holly's character, maybe the kids all come together and are able to channel and be sorcerers too, and channel some of Vecna's powers and use it against them. 8 has pretty much, has her own plans, and I'm not sure if 11 is taking it or, in reality, I would have to say that it would be kind of 8 has a point, because they're always just gonna be chased. They're always gonna be, unless they just don't exist. Like, it's the sacrifice. It is a sacrifice play, and as I don't know if there's something deeper than that. I feel like there's something beyond that. I'm not sure if 8 is just suicidal at this point or what, but or she has different plans. Maybe there's an ulterior plan that we don't know. Maybe she's secretly trying to get rid of 11. I don't know why. I have no idea. I'm throwing out all these weird, crazy ideas. Maybe so she could be the only one with these type of powers, and everyone else is done with. But she does have a point, and the only logical way is the way that it opened up. So my theory would be that they, stumbled upon 11, and they'll stumble out of this, So maybe we have to go back to episode 1, or maybe we might have to go back to episode 1 to get the answers for the last episode coming out New Year's Eve. So what do you guys think? Leave your comments in the comment section. I just had to get it all out because I wanted to do this video. not just to get it out fast and not to say anything different, but this Stranger Things phenomenon, this whole thing with Stranger Things has been something special. A lot of us, because it's been so long in between seasons and in the making of everything, that it has become such a staple now for a lot of us, and we grew up with it, or some of us who are older, it became kind of special in our life. And now to see it end and to see it transpire, to see what it became, I'll have to say that this has definitely made me think a lot more about my own life and about my own relationships and about being more open and being more honest and opening up more and knowing how I feel and what I should say when I should say things. So again, thank you to the Duffer Brothers, and thank you to Stranger Things and all those characters we grew up with, and I hope that, however it ends, it's going to be the ending that the whole series deserves, which, after seeing these last few episodes, definitely without a doubt has been that. I'm completely satisfied. It's better. It exceeded my expectations, and I'm happy to see it all come to an awesome ending. And let's see how it goes out. But anyway, guys, if you want to see any more reviews, please hit me up, subscribe, please follow, please like. We're on all social media. Look for the Quiet Coyote Podcast. And we have new episodes coming out on Tuesdays. And we hope to see what 2026 brings. All right, y'all. Have a good one.